Hello, it's Kay at Mudsoul's Pottery, coming to you from Margate on the southeast coast of the UK, here with a kiln opening. Now, I don't have a working microphone, long story. I'm looking to order another one on Amazon as soon as possible, but until then I thought I'd just try with my phone. What I'm going to do is open up, show you the top shelf. Well, I've got a half shelf in there, so I'll unload that, because that's just a couple of plates that I refired, and then show you the bottom shelf, because that's all we've got, because I have my chickens in there, Fluffy and Poppy, and also their little chicks, and obviously they're quite tall, so I only have a 45 litre kiln. Well, I'm lucky to have it, let's face it, but yeah, I can't fit that much in there when I have tall pieces. So let's open up. We'll say thanks to Ruby, my kiln guardian, and put her somewhere safe and open up. Okay, I have had a little sneaky peek, but I couldn't see much, to be honest. I know the plates haven't really, yeah, they were an experiment, and I think I know what I need to do next time. But anyway, let's open up and have a look. Now, as I've said before, you can't see much from this view. I can see there's still a couple of chickens in there. I can't see exactly, well, I haven't got my glasses on, but I can't see what the cones are doing from here. Chicks look a bit green. They are on Speckle clay. Yeah, that's my cat socks moaning in the background. Right, anyway, let's start unloading and I can show you the bottom shelf properly. Okay, I've taken the little half shelf out, and yeah, as you can see, there's some reindeers in there. I wanted to refire them, and they were looking at me from the shelf, so I thought, oh, let's put them in, and they're a weird shape as well. Obviously they take up quite a bit of room with their big antlers. Say I've got a couple of refires of my travel mugs, and I've got, how many have I got? 4 tall mugs rather, and another travel cup, and chickens, of course, and a cat. Would you like to see him? He's a bit of a rascal. Socks. You're not having any more food, you know. Socky. Yeah, I know. Anyway, back to the kiln. What is it? Cat tax, not dog tax. Like Andrea said, I've got cat tax. Anyway, it's still so hot, but I will start unloading. Hello, it's Kay at Mudsoul's Pottery, coming to Pottery. Hello, I'm back for part 2. I will need to put my glasses on, so I apologise in advance for the glare, because I'm actually facing a window. But yeah, I will take photos and add them in, as I have done before, just after I show the pieces, with better lighting, obviously, or natural lighting outside. Anyway, let's get on with it. So I'll show you the refires first. Now, these 2 plates, I was determined to make them work, but yeah, I know where I've gone wrong and what I will do next time. The black has actually gone glossy again, and that was just on go with clear over, zinc free clear, but unfortunately the Raven is a bit knobbly, so I'll just keep these for me. I mean, they're all sealed, but yeah, he's a bit, I mean, it sort of looks like feathers, but obviously not ideal. So yeah, it's all on my buff, which is yeah, it does, I'm beginning to realise does affect things, and I need to think a little bit smarter and differently for glazes that are suitable for my buff, rather than getting enticed into buying all the lovely glazes that come out. Well, not quite all, but we know what it's like. Anyway, that's the first one. And the white one, actually, it did crawl on the last firing. This is the third time they've been in. And the crazing, the crazing has gone, but unfortunately the patches where I tried to, what can I say, smooth it out, no, didn't work. But yeah, interesting experiment. The black is fine. Now, I'll have to look back and remember what I used for the black. Yeah, it was Pasler Underglaze. So yeah, they're working quite well. Anyway, enough of the plates. I just love the design. Obviously you've got a white raven and a black raven. Right, next refire were I was feeling sorry for them on the shelf, my Sarah Hallam reindeers. This one's still got a bit of snow on the back, but overall I did do their antlers a bit too white, so I think I just went over all of them with, now it's even, yeah, Mayco Chino. So I think they, obviously this is Rudolph, they look more deer-like now. I will try and insert photos of what they looked like when they first came out. You've got a nice little cosy scarf going on there. And the last one is a smart chap with a bow tie. Yeah, quite happy I refired them. Okay. Right, the next refire was my first attempt at making travel cups. The attempt wasn't bad, they went a little bit oval, but yeah, I tried to reglaze mostly because the Moon River and the Micro Champagne were a little bit patchy. Obviously they've run a little bit more now, but this one I'm just going to keep for myself. I do love the Storm Celadon from Amaco Glaze, and I think it works quite well on my buff again. Actually, the Micro Champagne does, but I mean, this has now had 4 coats, which I think is quite needed for the micro crystal glazes from Mayco. And I'm happy that inside, even though this has been refired again, my reactive white, which is from a Vitra Glaze dipping glaze, which I obviously poured in because it's very hard to glaze inside a travel mug, has coped well with the refiring, so that's good. And I love the little feathering from the Storm on the reactive white. But yeah, this one I'm going to keep for me, and they actually really work quite well with the position of the hole, so that's good. And obviously they are meant to be like a triple goddess moon design. As soon as I saw it, I mean it's a template, as soon as I saw it I thought, yeah, I can design that as that's a moon on the top. So I will remake these. Okay, so I had 2 that I refired from the first ones I made. Yeah, I'm realising that Celadon Bloom, yeah, now this has had 4 coats on my buff. If I'm going to use it, I need to either put a on-gobe underneath, or yeah, probably an on-gobe, because I think snow would make it a bit stiff and maybe the crystals wouldn't bloom so well. But yeah, and same with Frosted Lemon, needs at least 4 coats on my buff. Moon River, I think it's okay on flat pieces, not so much on vertical. And as you can see, piece blew off the top. The first time I've had this happen in what firing am I on now? Well, the ones that I've counted must be about 30. Yeah, slow learner. It's blown off, and I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, what? It's stuck to the bottom of my kiln. Anyway, what can we do? It was worth a try. My husband said, what are you going to do with this? Well, there's not much you can do because it's razor sharp on the top. So it's just going to go in my box of rejects. And yeah, what do we do? Ideas for what you do with your reject pottery that can't be used, obviously. Anyway, yeah, it was worth a try. So yeah, that try. So yeah, that's the refires. I think I'll show you my cones now. Yeah, I should have glazed it, kiln wash these, but I didn't. So I just reused this one with a 5 and a 6. So yeah, I suppose that's a 6. And I did lower my top temperature. I will double check and put it on the screen. And I think I lowered my hold at the top as well. But yeah, anyway, every kiln is different, let's face it. What works in my kiln would not work in your kiln. That's the way I understand it anyway. Right, I think I'll have to put my glasses on now because I can refer to the books for the glazes. When they first came out of the kiln, I was a little bit disappointed. I think I'm just hard on myself with my glaze combinations, but looking at them in daylight, well, it's daylight in my garage, but yeah, the light isn't great. And it was evening yesterday. I was like, oh, I don't know. But now looking at them, they're okay. And I don't think I'll reglaze them because let's face it, it could be a drippy mess. Anyway, let's have a look. Glasses on, sorry. Right, first we'll go with another travel mug. This was my second attempt and yeah, a lot better. I've still got one, it's on the shelf up there with Medusa to put in the kiln next. She has got the snow rainforest combo on, so fingers crossed that works. But anyway, back to this one. As you can see, it's a cute cat transfer that I actually got from Amazon, tipped off by oh my God, Andrea, yeah, getting old again. I'm older since the last kiln opening. From Ruby A Ceramics, tipped me off that Amazon transfers actually work well and you get a great big load of them. So yeah, a lot to work through. Anyway, back to this is Smoky Merlot ×3 with ancient jasper and some oatmeal along the top. Now I was reminded of this combo by, I've done it again. No, names, I tell you. No, it's not coming back to me. The lady from Serenity for the Soul. Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. Apologies again. But yeah, she reminded me of the Smoky Merlot and the Ancient Jasper combo. And like I say, I just added a bit of oatmeal on the rim. And yeah, look at that feathering. Obviously done on purpose. I think it worked out quite well. Yeah. And again, the Smoky Merlot on my buff is a little bit darker. But I think you know by now I do like darker glazes in a way. Yeah, happy. He's quite round. Right, enough travel mugs. Right, now. Right, now. I've got 4 tall mugs, which I won't say I love making them, and I keep making them, but they give you the chance to do a bit more decoration, I suppose. These ones have come out rounder than any before, which is good. Anyway, let's get on it. This one, I took a chance and obviously had, this is a transfer, forgive me, I'm not sure, I should double check where it's from, pardon me. And I coloured it in, or painted it in, underglazed it in with my Pasler underglazes. Bear in mind I haven't really used them before, so I took a chance that it wouldn't be just a terrible drippy mess and the underglaze would fight with the zinc-free clear. But yeah, it worked out okay. I only did one coat, like I say, because I was a bit concerned that it might, not have a good outcome. But I think it's worked well, and they are obviously lilies and roses. Yeah. And I did the Amaryllis and Cinnabar combo, which Kimberly at KD Cook first put on her Aries mug and I loved, and I've put frosted lemon inside and just let it drip over the edge. So yeah, I think it worked out quite well. I'm quite pleased with the handles on these. Yeah, feel quite purposeful. Anyway, yeah, lovely and smooth. Great. Breath. Next one. I'm just picking them up, the nearest one to me. Right, I decided to do a tree frog. Now he's turned out quite cute. Obviously the frog is lime shower. Oh, first of all I did, hang on, got my book in front of me. Don't lose your click, okay. Copper wash, which is like I did on the dragonfly mug from the previous kiln opening. Copper wash, white back. Outside I did, I saw it on the Mayco site, as we often do, micro cerulean with lime shower. Yeah, I think it would look different obviously on white clay, or with on gobe underneath, but yeah, I'm quite happy with it. And the, go back to the frog again, yeah, he's lime shower, he's got, it burnt out a little bit. I only did one coat, which was a bit silly. On his eyes I used stroke and coat. You still see the red of the other one. I didn't notice that before. It's probably mixing with the copper wash maybe. Anyway, and the branch is deep Sienna Speckle, and outside is blue Yonder stroke and coat, which has worked quite well. And I said frosted lemon inside, didn't I? So yeah. I think he's quite cute. Unusual. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't frosted lemon inside, it's actually honeydew. Honeydew flux from Amaco. Right, next one is another lunar moth. Now, I keep trying with Moon River, but as I say, I don't think it works on my buff on a vertical. But yeah, cute. The lunar moth is quite a good colour. I think I use green opal. Bear with me, I've got to turn the page back. Yeah. And inside I did new to me Cirrus Flow, which is quite surprising. I suppose I thought it went with the outside, and I did use it on the outside as well. We'll get to that. I usually prefer a dark colour inside, but yeah. So I also did Cirrus Flow on the top 2/3, which has obviously had an effect on the Celadon bloom. And I put Spectrum Floating Turquoise, at the bottom, which has run a bit, not too much, luckily. But yeah, quite around the handle, quite a good effect. Like I say, I'm not going to refire because obviously that will probably run off the mug. It's pulled a bit along around the bottom. But yeah, I suppose rustic is the word. Interesting. You just never know how the glazes are going to turn out, do you? Right, last tall mug, and then it's chicken time. Right, now, I think most of you can tell what's on the outside there. It's a new to me glaze. I haven't used it, I'm trying to think what I've used it on. I've only used it on a trinket dish, I think. But anyway, it seemed to say, or speak to me, that it was ideal for this mug. So as you can see, it's a stag. Now, I used manganese wash first, sorry. Wiped back. The nose is tuxedo and the eyes. The ears and body are birch, and his antlers and face are Mayco chino, and the background is winterwood. And let's get this right. Inside I did Mayco chino ×2, which maybe could have had another coat, but yeah, not a glaze I've used a great deal of. And outside I did Muddy Waters ×2. Now I'm trying to, at the bottom, because I didn't, obviously I was a bit concerned about the crystals, I just did one coat at the bottom, so 2 coats at the top, and I did get quite a few crystals. And what I did was I brought the Mayco chino over the top because I didn't want it to be you can hear it, can't you? You know what it's like, the matte effect of the Muddy Waters on the part that you drink from. So yeah, I think he's turned out quite well. When my husband saw it, he said, obviously it's quite a manly mug, but, well, I like it too. Yeah, he's cute. I like the way the winterwood, I did 2 coats of winterwood. I sort of reacted with the manganese wash. That's quite nice. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I told you inside, didn't I? Yeah. And obviously my little stand on the bottom. Right, let's try not to knock them all over. Deep breath. Right, now to the stars of the show, as we say. Like I say, apologies for the glasses. First we have, I think it was Sheila at Cozy Ceramic Sheila who first started doing the little chicks. So these are my little chicks. I think they're quite sweet. They're actually on Speckle clay, and I used a new to me glaze, which I think I've only seen talk amongst yourselves. No, Karen at Barehead Pottery use butter yellow. Oh, and I think Julia at Ceramics by Julia. I've seen her use it before. It's quite a nice colour. Obviously this is on Speckle. So yeah, I think it's ideal for chicks. Okay, so Okay, so that's the two little chickies. And now we have, it's taken me so long to get them glazed. And obviously, because they are tall, like I said, to fit in my kiln, this is Poppy. I'm so pleased how they've come out. We used to have chickens when we lived up in London, surprisingly. We had a bigger garden there, and obviously we started off with 3 and then got more. But yeah, sadly, even though my husband tried to make the run as fox-proof as possible, one still managed to get in, and unfortunately the outcome wasn't good. Yeah, but Poppy, oh God, sorry, I'm still welling up about it now. Poppy was I shouldn't have favourites, but she was my favourite chicken. She used to follow me around the garden when I was gardening, see, eating all the bugs that she could find. But anyway, so this is Poppy. Yeah. And this is Fluffy. Oh, he's so cute. Now, the real Fluffy, we got as we thought he was a hen, but obviously turned out to be a rooster. We wondered why the girls were attacking him quite a bit when he was young. And then obviously he started to stand up for himself, and we realised he was a rooster. And he was such a character, always used to attack me, mind you. But yeah, he was a beautiful bird, and he did protect his girls. We had a little attack once. They were all up on the fence because we did let them free roam in our garden, and he protected them, and obviously got injured and passed away. But yeah, sorry for the sniffing. But yeah, this is Fluffy. Now anyway, you want to probably know the glazes, don't you? Now the glazes on Poppy are the same as on Fluffy. Snow all over. See, I did a bit of texture to make it look more like feathers. And he's got Snapdragon. I just decided to use Celadons on his comb and wattle. He's got ochre on his beak, which is a new glaze to me. I think same again, it's come out a little bit darker than it would do on my buff. And over the snow, I put ink spots, jungle gem, because he obviously did have that colouring on his longer feathers. Yeah, so that's Fluffy. And my husband thinks I'm going to sell them, but I don't think I can. I think I just have to make more. Anyway. There they are, Poppy and Fluffy. I think they're great. And not forgetting their chicks. If only they'd had chicks. But anyway, they had a good life. Didn't want for anything. But yeah, better life than a lot of chickens have. Sorry, I'm not. No, let's not get maudlin. Anyway, there we go. I'm really happy with them. With them, and I'm happy with the kiln load overall. I'll take my glasses off now. Yeah, I'm just getting another load ready to go in, and yeah, sorry, I need to end on a bit for high. Well, the chickens are a high, and undoubtedly the kiln favourite. So let me know your favourite. I'm just finishing glazing for the next load, and then it's back to making. Woohoo! As you can see, I've got some pieces on the shelf there ready, well, almost ready to go into bisque, including I did put them up as a short, my mosquito coil holders and a bird feeder for my dad. So he'll be the guinea pig to try it out, and then we'll see whether the design needs a bit of tweaking. Yeah, so please subscribe if you don't already. Sorry for getting a bit emotional in this video. Don't start yourself off again, Kay. Yeah, need to make more chickens for sure. Anyway, things learnt in this kiln opening, and on to the next one. So, as I say, subscribe to see more. Other news, we actually got our roof fixed, so once we've allowed it to dry out a little bit, I will be able to decorate in here, so no more patchy walls and green paintwork. That was my husband's doing. Anyway, yeah, so like I say, thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.